Here's our report.
My name is Nicholas Padilla. Capital.
We're here at the foot of the Capitol, where many journalists film their reports about Congress. We are joined by Jonathan Karl, ABC's National Congressional Correspondent. Mr. Karl, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thanks for having me.
What role does the media play in the national debate at the Capitol?
Well, I think we play actually a very important role because our job, on one hand, is to simply tell people back home what's going on here, what their elected representatives are doing, reporting on the major developments that are happening here, the big votes, the big debates. But it's also to hold them accountable. No matter how big or powerful the member of Congress is or the member of the administration, not to be afraid to go in there and ask tough questions about what they're doing and try to hold them accountable. So it's a fun job, it's a great job, it's a real honor to work here as a journalist, but it's also a responsibility.
Reporting from Capitol Hill, I'm Sophia Prisby.
And I'm Nicholas Padilla.
And I am WeiAnne Reidy.
And I'm Jonathan Karl.
I just Googled Helen Keller on my iPhone, and she was an amazing person. Even though she was blind and mute, a teacher named Anne Sullivan helped her learn to communicate by spelling out words with her fingers. She went on to graduate college and became an advocate of the rights of the blind, even speaking to Congress here at the Capitol to improve the welfare of blind people. Besides making laws for our country, Congress also decides how America will interact with other countries around the world. These issues are an example of what is called international affairs, and we can see an example here at the World War II Memorial. This memorial honors the 16 million Americans who served in the armed forces during World War II. Hey guys!
Hey!
I have been discovering how Congress is a place where America decides how it will interact with the rest of the world. This memorial is a great example because World War II had actually been going on for over 2 years before America got involved. That all changed on December 7th, 1941. Going to war with another country is a serious decision. Congress, as the representative of the people, has to decide if it is the right decision. More than 400,000 soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen lost their lives in World War II. One group that is always involved with the debates is journalists. Let's head back to the Capitol where there's a journalist waiting to speak with us.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Architect of the Capitol Archives. Here you can find all sorts of original documents pertaining to the U.S. Capitol and other buildings. Today we are here with curator Dr. Barbara WeiAnne. Dr. WeiAnne is an expert on the art and history of the Capitol building and is here to share some of the Capitol's story. Dr. WeiAnne, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
My friends and I are researching the history of the Capitol. What happened after the British burned the Capitol during the War of 1812?
The architect was brought back in to rebuild these beautiful spaces that he had designed, and they changed them after the fire. They built the ones that are here today.
By 1850, the United States had grown from 13 to 30 states, and the Capitol building wasn't big enough for all the additional senators and representatives from the newly admitted states. Can you tell me about how the Capitol was expanded?
They had a lot of debates about how they were going to expand it, which way. They finally decided they were going to add these extensions on either side, one for the House and one for the Senate. Then this low dome that was on there looked too small, and they came up with the idea of making this beautiful cast iron dome that we have on the Capitol today. Some of our most beautiful and special drawings that we have in the archives are the ones that were done for the extension and the dome. This drawing, I think, is one of the most interesting ones. And the reason is it shows how the dome looked under construction.
I understand that restoration is an ongoing process and still happening today. How do you use the archives in the restoration process?
Okay, that's a good question. This watercolor by Constantino Bramiti is one of the ways that we can show that. So today we have people called conservators, and they would not do that anymore. If something got dirty, they would very carefully clean it off. But until just recent years, they would repaint it to whatever they saw there.
I had no idea that there was so much history behind these paintings. Dr. WeiAnne, thank you so much for sharing some of the history of the Capitol.
You're welcome. I enjoyed showing them to you.